Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Utica Curling Club. We are live streaming from the Utica Curling Club, and we will have the final event of the Empire State Women's Bonspiel today. That will be between Utica 3, represented by Karen Rogowski, the skip, Brenda Citronetti, the vice, Nyoka Law, the second, and Dawn Scherer, the lead, and Nashua Curling Club's team, represented by Nancy Dinsdale, the skip, Meg Clemens, the vice, Candace Clark, the second, and Janice Doucette, the lead. Our procession is taking place on the ice as we speak, and hope you enjoy the game today. I'm joined by my dear friend and colleague, Roger Rowlett. We're both recovering from a long weekend of the Mitchell tournament last weekend, so if our voices sound a little raspy and rough, there's a good reason for that.
You'll know why.
Very nice rendition of the national anthem. Teal LaBarbera always in rare form. Now ceremonial toast. It's nice to see both of our A event finalists are in uniform today. Team Nashua will be donning gray and red colors, and Team Utica 3 will be in, we'll call it pink, black, and white.
Maybe a fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
There you go.
Yeah, the ice has been offered, and we'll be underway here very shortly.
The taste of Sunday has been consumed.
Not automatic to have Drambuie. You certainly can have a choice of apple juice if you choose to not have a little warmer upper, but it's kind of a standard thing in curling to have a little pop before the game. However, it's understood the rights of those who don't particularly care to have a shot. A lot of excitement out there and stuff. Feels real good. And we're excited for him. Roger and I had the pleasure last weekend of being joined by Ray Edick and Dave Mitchell. And I viced for Roger, and we went to the final in the A event final of the Mitchell. It was a very, very exciting weekend. We probably exceeded our expectations of where we were going to go, and it was really a fun weekend of curling.
That was a great run.
Yeah.
Wish I'd played a bit better in the final, but
As do I.
So do we all.
Congratulations to Team Lindsay. Their first trip down to the States to curl, and I'm sure they'll be back. They were a great opponent and real good sports, and it was a pleasure to have them here. They can defend that medal next year if they so choose to come back.
Hope to meet them again.
Indeed.
And one thing I always tell teams that, finish second, and I've had my share of second place finishes, is you can never win it if you're not in it.
Well said.
So enjoy the ride, get to the finals, and do your thing. Probably the biggest thing that these two teams need to avoid is getting the jangles here in the final event.
Yeah, sometimes too, when you know you're being televised, you got to kind of put that out of your mind and just play your game, like Roger said, and not worry that that the whole world could be watching. Looks like Team Nashua won the toss, and they're going to elect to take the hammer. And Team Utica will be throwing the blue rocks. Team Nashua will be throwing the yellow rocks here on sheet 3, and Dawn Scher is ready to get the game underway.
As we get started here, I want to introduce the teams.
Okay, here we go. Team Utica 3 is represented by Karen Rogowski as the skip, Brenda Citroniti is the vice, Nyoka Law is the second, and Dawn Scher is the lead. And over on Nashua's team, Nancy Dinsdale is the skip, Meg Clemens is the vice, Candace Clark is the second, and Janet Doucette is the lead.
And the first rock is underway. Ice looks pretty quick. That rock goes right into the 4-foot. Thrown by Dawn Scher.
Nancy asking for a takeout here from Janet. Looks like she might have got a little outside on her first throw of the game. Sometimes it takes a little while to get a feel for the ice.
Janet's a former historian for the Grand National Curling Club and longtime servant of the GNCC.
Dawn Scher now being asked to cover up this rock that's on the 4-foot circle. Looking for guard weight here. Nice uniforms in both teams. Very nice. They're really beating on this one pretty good to try and get it back to the center line. It's not going to get back to it, however. And it just about came to touch the line, but pretty much a wide open hit here for Janice's second rock. Got to come a little soft at it. Down weight, however, it looks like it's going to get to the shot rock. Nice recovery. She made a little bobble coming out of the hack there and actually made a pretty nice shot. She's going to get a little roll indeed. Very nice shot there from Janet. Left the blue rock in the back of the park.
Yep, freeze one on top there, get just above it. Even top 8 above it would be good.
Nyoka Law, the second, her first rock of the game. When we do these live streams, we always hope for a good close game. It makes for more exciting curling. Nerve-wracking for the players involved, but certainly from a live perspective, it's more fun to have a close game in curling, and any game for that fact. Looks like Nye's got a good shot here.
Yeah, Nyoka Law is a lefty on this team, so that intern's going to curl a little more than for the right-hander, and that one's going to lock right on top.
What a great shot. Nyoka's curled very, very well the last month or so. She's been involved in Bonspiels here, and I've had the privilege of watching her and calling the games that she's played, and she's played extremely well. And
plus, she and Conrad are Also usually right at the top of the table in the mixed doubles league as well.
Candace Clark now with her first rock of the first end. Nancy Dinsdale has actually come out to help and sweep, thinking that it's light. May wind up being close to a center guard.
Now, if you can bust this open, Utica is set up for a 2 or 3 here.
Karen's calling for a draw.
Electing to come around, though. Boy, if you clear that blue center guard off.
Give you a chance at getting at that yellow one.
Yep. They have cut the rings down, though. Nashua does have the hammer.
Looks like Nyoka's got a good shot here. If this gets around, this is going to be a good shot.
Might be just a little on the hot side, or just going to check
heavy.
up.
No, it's a little toasty. Going to go to the back of the park. Good line on that shot.
Back house weight. It's like Nancy will attempt that same line and that same shot. This looks like it's got about a little less weight than the previous rock thrown, but it's still going to go past the tee. And it looks like a fast piece of real estate there right now. They've scuffed up the pebble pretty good there. Now Brenda Citroniti with her first rock of the first end.
Looks like both teams are satisfied trying to get around this yellow guard and establish a good shot or second rock position.
This one's a little wider in line, which may slow it down a little bit. Out on that fresh pebble.
Starting to curl a bit.
Got just a little outside there. So it's going to make the rings just a biter.
Cut the rings down for yellow. She's still going to try that same shot, though.
Made the draw port a bit narrower, but I think you can still get through there.
First rock from Meg Clemens. Nashua Curling Club with hammer first end. The line and the weight look really good to me from here with this one. However, this is a very fast piece of curl here. That one's actually checking up really nice. And it buried. That's a beautiful shot from Meg.
Very nice.
Now I think Karen's almost forced to open. I guess she's going to stay with that game.
Yeah, drawing on top won't help now.
Nope. Tough shot here. She's going to try an angle raise with the blue rock that Brenda just threw.
Can be tempted to run one of the guards off, at least open up second rock.
I agree.
And force the Nashua team to cover it back up or throw another one in. They do have control over the rock on the left with the freeze that Nyoka threw.
Brenda will try to throw a kind of hack weight type shot here. And it's coming good.
Looking for an angle raise here.
Just a little wide. My goodness, it's going to go by it.
There's just not enough curl out there. It needed to take a little bit tighter.
Boy, the weight was perfect too.
Yep.
So unfortunate there as this end is slowly getting away from Team Utica. Nashua sitting 1 and 2, and Nancy will decide to guard up here.
And basically trying to consolidate their two. they throw this guard, their only option for 3 would be to draw a little piece of the 4-foot on the in-turn side.
Might load the gun here for Karen's first rock. And I believe it did. So she's going to have an out here with a yellow-blue run back, if you will, or a tap up. We won't call it a run back because I don't think you want to throw big weight at this. But it looks like she's got a chance of hitting that yellow rock on the nose and skittering the blue one right in between the 2 yellows. Or at least planting it in there and out counting something.
Yep. Yellow into blue, into yellow. I think you want to come with enough weight here to at least remove one of those stones.
Yeah.
They're lined up pretty nice.
And now we're kind of looking at the other side of the sheet here.
You can pretty much hit that yellow rock almost anywhere, even on the nose, or probably go right on the shot rock.
Yeah, I agree.
Come with board weight or better.
They're not looking
at it at all.
They're not looking at it at all. I'm kind of shocked at the choice here, but we'll see what Karen can do with her first rock.
She might be saving it up for last, because if you miss this shot somehow, then you open up the draw path on this right-hand outside side. So I think the thinking is Karen wants to cover this in-turn draw. That's the only way Nashua gets 3.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe decide if she wants to throw that run back with her last.
And there's a lot of room between the blue guard and the blue rock that's sitting in the 8-foot. She almost could come around with a certain, you know, just like a heavy draw kind of weight and tap it right into the yellows too. You got a chance there's enough room to skitter one in between them too.
Might be able to come in with hack weight and push one of those out of the 4-foot.
I think that's her intent.
Yeah, she's coming with hack weight here.
Yep.
Looking for a little tap up.
Got to get it by the blue guard. As long as it's by the blue guard, it's got a chance. A little outside, I believe.
It's running straight in that line.
Yeah, it sure is. It's going to chip it, I think. And it did. Didn't out count anything, but that was the idea almost. Had to come up just a little bit more.
Good attempt.
It puts another rock in play for this raise, this double raise on the outside as well. If you can just chip the blue one over, good things could happen for you.
Yeah, now if you say hit that blue rock a little thin, you might chip the blue into the blue, and that would work pretty well as well. The one thing that shot did do is it did open up shot stone for a little bit of a chip.
Yes, it did.
So Nashua's going to have to cover this up.
Nancy Dinsdale. Been coming to Utica for curling tournaments for a long time, both women's and our mixed. Here with husband Daryl during our Cobb tournament. Looks like she's got a good shot here.
He's guarding up the shot stone.
Well thrown.
Now, if you want to save the end now, they're looking at the angle raise. So, yes, Karen was looking at dealing with that in-turn side first, and now is going to look at this double raise.
Taking a long look here. Sometimes when you feel like your back's against the wall in this game, you tend to take a little bit more time to try and think over your options.
I think this is pretty much just a hair off nose.
Yeah, I agree.
On the high side.
Yep.
Pretty much any of that's going to work. I think don't want to hit it too high. You might miss the shot rock.
Right. But she could skitter it over. She could chip her own in between them if good things happen. You almost could hit the yellow one, chip the yellow one into the blue
Well, I was say now,
right.
now that they have
Good
their
things
blue
can
one in there,
happen.
you can hit it thin enough. You
Sure.
can still go into your blue. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard to miss the shot as long as you're around the nose.
And she's coming back the other way again. She does not like that shot over there. We've looked at it for 4 shots now and 3 shots.
I think you or I be running that shot in a minute.
Oh, without question, even with as a vice, you know, you
Yep.
let your vice throw that shot.
It just lined up
Take
beautifully.
a chance, sure.
Because the only danger is if you completely muck it up, you do open up that side for a draw. But
Correct.
I think it's a fairly easy shot to execute.
This looks like damage control shot to me. She's going to try and cut her down to keep her to 2.
Yeah, the only shot that Nashua has to get 3 is to draw a little piece of the forefoot on this intern
It
side.
looks like Karen's going to opt to take that away. Yeah, because the other side, the shot that we're talking about for Utica would be curling suicide for.
Yeah, there's nothing usable on
nothing
that side. Yeah.
Not for the team with the hammer.
So they're conceding 2 here by throwing this guard. It's a little tight, maybe. Holding it out well.
A little chip off the yellow one's not bad. A little rub and sit in the way. It might have a little too much momentum, however. And that'll work out fine.
That'll cover the draw.
Yep, nicely thrown. Didn't want to bump that too hard and leave it open, an easier shot for her.
Nothing doing here. Looks like they're going to throw this one away.
Yep. So barring any major catastrophe mishaps, it sure looks like Team Nashua is going to come away with their first end with a hammer with a score of 2. Then Roger's right. It looks like she's just going to practice a out-turn takeout here. Keep it away from all the rocks. Don't be narrow. Uh-oh.
Yeah, don't be narrow.
Oh, my. She's going to get a piece of the blue rock here.
And
Yikes.
That's not good news.
Yikes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my good God. And it's still wound up, too.
Got away with
it. Living life a little dangerously there was Nancy Dinsdale. However, she still came away with 2.
How to turn 2 into 1.
I think I would have kicked that. I would have given that rock a little kick out of the hack.
Yep.
So 2. However, well played end for Team Nashua to get their deuce. Warm room is a buzz here with curlers from the weekend. Some who've been eliminated from play are staying on to watch the games going on here as the finals are all taking place here. Of course, we're broadcasting the A final. We also have the B, C, D, and E final taking place. So.
I believe our E final is on sheet 1, where Utica 2, skipped by Michelle McEnroe, leads Utica 4 by 2-0. On sheet 2, the Empire State Defenders, Kathy Palazzolo and Ms. DiGeronimo, they lead 2-0 over Albany 2. On sheet 4, Utica 5 took a 1-0 lead over Utica 7. A lot of Utica teams in the finals today. Sheet 5, Rochester 1 ahead of Rochester 2, 1-0. An all Rochester affair. And on sheet 6, Plainfield 1 leads Ardsley 3, 1-0 after 1. That catches you up on all the scores.
Thank you, Roger. We're back to action here in N2. Nashua put up a kind of a high corner guard, and Dawn Scherer came right around with a little biter. And now Janice Doucette's second rock, it looks like she's trying to go around. I wasn't sure if she called the center guard. She's going on to the rings, and for a shot rock, it'll be wide open. Giving Utica team a little chance to hit and roll away. Good bunch of ways to make this shot. You could roll right under the guards.
A hit and roll under the corner would be really nice, but
Sure
I
would.
think you want to roll somewhere. Anything but a nose hit here. Oh, this one's way out. Need a little push. Push, push, push.
Looks like it's going to work. Definitely going to get the yellow one off the rings.
It's going to hang around, and it will.
That worked out really well.
I think I've been using a little directional push on that, though, just to get a little more of that stone, but that worked out very well.
Yes, it did.
And I haven't seen out here that we see very commonly in the men's events is directional sweeping. For those of you who don't know how that works, if you brush at the correct angle from one side only, you can affect the path of the stone significantly, maybe half a rock to a rock, depending on the weight thrown. You can use that to save a couple shots a game.
If this is by, it's going to be a good shot. It might be a little hot, however. It's going to go to the back 8 foot and wind up shot rock in the back of the park, just into the 12 foot. Still leaving the door open here for a draw.
And just keep in mind for later in the end, that came out the back side. So that rock is visible on the outturn side.
Nyoka Law attempting a draw shot here. It's a little still outside the 4 foot. It's going to wind up shot rock, exposed, however.
They want to leave this up as high as possible.
Yes. Nice weight there from Nyoka. She just got a little outside. Nancy wasting no time in getting rid of this one.
You bet. A lot of blue in the rings.
Takes a chance of hitting it off center, of possibly erasing their rock in the back. And this rock got thrown ever so slightly wide too, but looks like it's coming back.
And watch out for the jam.
And not exactly.
Unfortunate. Now a chance to sit and hit nose that and sit 3 spread.
Yep. Karen's thinking about drawing here.
Going to have Nyoka beat Nashua to the spot around the corner guard.
I'm okay with this call, because if she doesn't, Nancy may, and then it changes the complexion of the end further. Gives them a chance for an out if they can stick one behind these guards.
It's where you got to have think a little bit about skip psychology. So if you hit that stone and sit 3 spread, is the other team really going to draw around against 3?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Pretty gutsy call.
Yep.
That's a good way to drop 4. So sometimes you got to read the mind of your skips, your opposing skip. You know, are they really going to do that? Now the downside, by not getting buried, Nashua has a chance to hit the stick and lie 2.
Yep.
Take away your end.
Meg Clemens now, stick thrower. Does it quite well too. She's played well all weekend. She's got a great looking shot coming here. Going to get a roll as well. What a beautiful shot. Absolute beautifully, perfectly placed shot.
And that'll take away the end. Now you're scrambling to figure out how you get your 1. A little tougher to set up your 2 now. Want to keep your 2 alive. I think you take the yellow one off.
I do too.
Make them chase you.
Or peel that top yellow guard.
That guard is so high, I almost think you could play on your blue coming
Right.
around that guard with hack weight.
Don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Looks like this is going to come back to the nose.
Yeah. By removing this yellow rock, I think you're keeping a deuce in play.
Yep. Good shot there from Brenda. Nancy will go ahead and hit this without hesitation. Come inside out at it. Nope, she's coming outside. Meg Clemens, second rock. Vice for Team Nashua in the second end. Good looking stick shooter. And she's all over this thing. Really nicely done. With a roll, too much.
Probably needed to sweep that. That got a little bit too much roll.
A little bit of an out here for Utica to get back in business for 2.
Now I think you can take a little risk here. You can try to play a real tight come around that guard and push that blue back. If you clip the guard, you're still in business.
Yep.
Only 1 yellow rock in the rings. I think you've got to move the yellow guard, or you've got to
I agree.
try to bump up that blue.
Gives you a real shot for a multiple end.
With 2 blues in play, I think ripping that guard really puts a lot of pressure on Nashua.
I agree.
Play it tight. You know, if you get by and you bump those 2, I think you're in business.
Yep.
Throw board weight here. And I don't think anyone will cry if you clip that guard and move it out of the way.
Nope.
Brenda Citronetti. Ooh, got out on that.
Yep.
Oh, you needed to be tight. It's coming, though.
No. I might chips. I might hit something.
Just set her out.
Just missed it.
Yeah, you had to play it really tight.
Unfortunate miss
Had to
there.
play tight ice on that, and you had to hit either the guard or the blue rock. Now it gives Nashua a chance to get off the hook here.
The old get out of jail free curling card.
And just dump one somewhere in the rings away from that corner.
Yep.
I think the ideal spot might be right here in the 8-foot. Make that hit and roll really tough.
Or side, yeah, exactly. Side by side of the yellow one too.
Sure.
Even in the 12-foot.
Yeah,
side by side, 2 feet away from it, 3 feet away from it, just touching the 4-foot line.
Just want to be careful not to leave a stone in a place where Utica can hit and roll under those corners.
Right.
You get too close to the center of the rings here, you might give Karen a chance to get underneath.
Front end might have misread this one just a little bit. This is going to come a little deeper, I think, than Nancy wanted to go. Well, it's not bad. It's almost side by side the other rock. Okay, the double is there.
Double's there.
Yep. Got to hit about 2 inches of this rock.
Now this is one of these flat doubles where you can hit the top one and come off the back of the yellow and probably spin under the corner guard a little bit.
Yep.
See if I can diagram it up. So you kind of come here, you go off the back of that stone, and you
skitter it in there.
kind of go this way. This
Yeah.
one may not leave, but you'll get it out in the open.
Yep.
And this one will wind up maybe partly undercover. Karen can throw the weight here for sure.
It's almost a normal hit.
And even if you hit and flop onto that Yellowstone, you really set up.
Yeah, you're
putting Nashua under pressure.
Right,
They've got to make a move because next shot removes the yellow rod.
Right, Nashua's been in control of the whole end, and a shot like this could change it quickly.
They must be close. They're up and down.
Usually a good sign in curling.
Going to catch it a little thick, but it's going to flop to a perfect spot, and that's what we just talked about. That's going to put Nashua under quite a bit of pressure. They've got to dump a second rock in here.
Yep.
Because
Karen's going to have a chance for a
hitting
big
that blue is going to be a 4 spot if you don't.
Now, do you go game if you're Nancy here and try to come around everything? Sure. Right? If it's not going to bury you, leave it up high, right?
Well, you can leave it anywhere as long as you 1-2.
Yeah,
I think that's the key.
If it overcurls and covers up the shot Karen just threw, and Karen's playing for 1, I think.
Right. I think the thing here is you have to be 1 and 2 at the end of this shot.
Yep.
Because Karen now has an easy run-in to score a bunch of blue rocks.
Nancy Dinsdale. Pivotal shot here in the second end. Line looks really good. Might be a little weight. I think she was throwing a guard. She was just covering this up. This is a good shot. I may have opted to do this as well. This is going to cover up the shot. And
didn't cover it, I don't think, did it? Maybe just enough.
Yeah, I think it did.
Just enough, yep.
Yep.
I would take a good hard look.
Wide open draw here for 1. Just got to be full in the 8-foot circle.
That's a tough angle to get by your own blue.
Yes, it is. I think that guard by Nancy is. Karen might take a long look.
Looking at coming inside out here, and they can certainly get to the top stone. The only question is whether or not they can squirt their blue past their own blue that just flopped. So they're looking at coming this way and running the Yellowstone out the back. Let's look at our near house.
I think the draw is just as safe. It's only the second end. This seems like a little bit of a desperation shot, personally.
I think if you were down 3, this would be a good call.
I so agree.
So they're looking at coming this way, but the trick is this stone is in the way of that raise. It's very tricky. If you make it, it's for a bucket load. It's for at least 3.
And that would be the mentality of looking at she's drawing. I think that after a long look, she's come to a probably safer shot. Makes her draw here. It's 2-1. She misses that one. It's 3-0. I mean, obviously, if she misses the draw, it's 3-0 as well. But I think this is a wiser choice. That looks like an awful tough shot.
It's got to be very fine because if you come off your own blue, you still get nothing.
Correct.
You have to hit that blue rock right onto the yellow.
You make a mistake and it stays out, and you chip the yellow one onto the rings, you may give up 2.
This is probably the easier way to get your 1 for sure. Last rock, second end.
Just got to be on the 8-foot circle.
Sweepers like it. I'd keep going.
Very nicely thrown.
Very nicely done. Nice draw.
Nice team shot, as Sean Lanigan would say.
Front end had that all the way.
Yes, they did. Nice. She took a look at the other shot. It looked like a degree of difficulty was way up there on the other shot and risky. Now she's down 1, third end without hammer. 2-1 game in favor of Nashua.
Still in contact, so I think one of the principles of winning curling is don't lose contact early in the game.
Hang around.
Yep.
Start of the third end underway.
Team Nashua with Yellow Rocks will have the hammer, they said.
Yeah, up 2-1. We've seen that little run of ice has been very fast at the onset of the game. Back 12 draw, skittered, guard shot skittered to the back. Looks like Nancy will go to the wings here.
Yeah, my fault.
Janet Doucette, first rock of the third end. Full 12 foot. Karen will waste no time in having Dawn attempt to take this rock out.
Yeah, it looks like somebody on sheet 2 got into my locker and stole my pants.
I think your legs are a little longer.
Yeah.
This rock's coming up real hard. I think she's going to chip it out of the, I don't know if it's going to leave the rings. Yeah, she's just got enough of it. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to leave the rings or not. Nope, not quite.
Just noodled it over.
Oh, it did. It took a little.
Oh, my goodness.
It took a little Rodney Dangerfield bounce at the end there, and did just looks like it's hanging on. Yep. Nancy pointing to the rock as though it is on the rings, and she'll set up her corner again here. Nice choice by Nancy.
Yeah, when you got rocks out on the 12 foot, it's kind of a free shot to get your corner guard up.
Yep.
Those rocks normally
Again,
won't score.
Looks toasty. Toasty heavy. I believe it's going on the rings. They're going to bring it right to the backer. And that
Sit 2.
had a way of working out. You hate to do it. She could freeze to this rock and take both of them out of play.
I think if there are 2 in the rings, you want to play defensive, you almost got to hit the rock in
Agreed.
the back.
Agreed.
If you want to play aggressive, put a center guard up here.
Yeah. Which is what she's asking Nyoka to do.
I think as my skipping mentor, Mike Kessler, would say, playing the freeze wouldn't even be my third choice. Either hitting or guarding here.
Yeah.
That guard attempt slipped in. Shoes on the other foot this end. Nashua's got a chance to themselves now sit 3. We're assuming that that rock and that biter is sitting on the edge of the 12 foot.
Candace Clark. Great looking shot coming here.
And again, watch the jam here. It's over curling. It's going to hit it pretty thin. It's going to go over top.
Wow. Don't know who's out counting who for
Well,
third rock.
I think the one biter's out counting the other biter now.
Yeah. Could be 3 yellows at this point. Hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm going to guess 2 yellows, and yeah, the blue biter is probably hanging onto the rings a bit better. Hard to tell from our vantage point.
Nyoka looking to put a rock somewhere in front of this yellow rock. Looks like it's going to lose line here, unfortunately. That plan B shot, you should have, could have swept it to bring it to that rock. Now it's a kind of a dead duck out in the middle of the 8-foot here. And shaping up for Nashua with hammer.
And this is a freebie for Nashua to just keep spilling yellow rocks into the rings.
Yep. Trouble brewing here for Team Utica without hammer. Ideally, I think she'd like to roll all the way to the right if she could.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. When you got the hammer, you want to spread those rocks in the rings as far as apart as you can get them.
And then this is, in fact, what's going to happen with this rock.
And go hard.
Could sweep it over there,
Yep.
but
Well, lined him up for a double. Brenda can definitely bring the weight necessary. You just need board or better, hit this a little off center.
little damage control here for Utica in the third end. Kind of a dangerous setup here for Nashua with hammer.
Yeah, they're sitting at least 3. Playing the in turn here. Looking to double off a couple rocks. This is kind of bumper down weight.
It's going to over curl.
Well, the
Gonna
good
get
news
one
there-
of them off the
Right,
rings.
it'll get one off and it won't jam on anything, which is good. Yeah, that would just kind of bump her down to hack weight. Not enough for a double. Now, once again, Nashua has a chance to hit and stick and sit 3. If they can run the blue biter off in the back, they might be able to sit 4. Again, it all depends on whether or not the yellow rock just off on the edge of the rings on the left-hand side is actually in play.
Meg Clemens now with a chance to really set Nashua up for a big end. Left this one out just a little bit. It is going to make contact with the rock. May go right over the top of the one in the back. And it, oh my goodness. That couldn't have been any better of an outcome.
And it hung around, yep. Now Nashua's 3 spreads.
This is uh-oh time for Utica right here. Got to put something in front of something. Freeze there, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, they're just hit and roll in front of some of those rocks in the back would be.
Even if you draw to the one in the back, I know you don't like the freeze, but if you freeze the one in the back, you basically take all four
Right.
yellow rocks out of play.
Well, you have to make a team decision here. Are we trying to hit our way out of this end with 3 rocks left, or are we trying to freeze our way out?
Never a good scenario for a team to have to be faced with making this shot. No sense of security here at all.
No, there's nowhere to hide. There's no guards in play.
Nope.
There's a few things in the back you could freeze to.
I didn't see what the call
I almost
was
like
there.
hitting and rolling in front of some of the shrapnel. I mean, I think something like this, you know, hit this rock and try to roll in this region and hope you get a jam in the back. Looks like they're going to go for the freeze.
I like the shot here. No bump.
Yeah, you don't want to move
Don't
it
want
out.
to bump. Right to the face if you can get it. Line looks real good.
To it only. To it only. It's going to be a little heavy, I think.
Line looks good. Oh boy. Oh, just a little good shot. A little heavy.
Sit shot rock, though. So Nashua will have to deal with it. Not a bad miss, really.
Mm-mm.
You get a hit and roll out here, then you hit another rock, and you've got them down to 2.
Correct.
So you still have a chance to wriggle out of this end with only a little bit of damage.
This one looks real tight. Meg Clemens with her second rock of the third end. And this is over curling, I believe.
And that's the half shot that Utica needed, although they chipped out the biter. Now they Nashua
Could be
could
sitting
still be
three.
sitting 3.
Might have to double these out on the left, huh?
I think you need to go after those. Yep. I think you have to
corner
remove.
or corner freeze to one of them.
Well,
corner
I
freeze.
think, I think you have to remove Yellow Rock
Yeah,
here.
I
There's
agree.
too many yellows laying around.
Yep.
And if that biter's on, you're in huge trouble. And if you hit this rock on the nose, it's okay. If you hit it just inside nose on the center line side, you get a double.
She's not hitting. She is
Looks like
freezing.
she's throwing the freeze. So we're looking to corner freeze here. Got to make this.
Sorry, guys. Left ball.
Yeah, this is one you got to make. Yeah, probably a margin for error with the hit is less than the freeze.
Well, if the freeze bounces, it's bad. If the freeze is short, it's bad.
Correct.
If the freeze is heavy, it's bad. There's a lot of bad outcomes.
Well, the freeze could be short. If the freeze is short and it's shot rock, it's not bad because then there's a chance of a jam if Nancy
Right.
tries to replace it.
It makes
or
it
erase
easier
it.
to remove, though.
Right.
That's the downside.
For sure. First skip rock, third end for Karen Rogowski. Skip of Team Utica 3. He's a pressured shot here. It's way wide.
And a bit heavy, I think.
Yeah. Got a couple feet to curl between here and there. And
Maybe
unfortunately.
misread the ice a bit, too, because that didn't curl nearly enough.
Oh boy. That's unfortunate.
Now Nashua can go right somewhere in the middle of the rings. And possibly sit 4.
So Team Nashua, led by Nancy Dinsdale, with a big opportunity for a multiple end here. Weight looks pretty good. Front end working it over good to get it there. Meg jumping out to help. It's definitely on the rings. And right into the 8-foot circle, top 4. Well done.
All right, what do we do now? Possibly looking at 4 here.
Stack brooms. Trouble brewing here. The whole end has been a bit disastrous for Team Utica at this point. Take a good shot here. I think a hit and roll in front of the
They're looking to hit and roll in front of the backers.
pile there, right?
Yeah. Into this region. Certainly need to keep your shooter around. The rocks they didn't run off the rings early in the end are starting to come back to bite now.
I agree.
No.
High pressured shot here for Karen Rogowski.
And she's turned that out into the flat spot here. I've been there and done that.
And this is
That's going to
become a disaster here for Utica. Nancy Dinsdale will have a chance to draw for 5, I believe.
Possibly 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we well know from playing on this sheet last week, that spot just right of center line and runs a little straight. And if you set a rock out into that, it does not curl back.
So Team Nashua with a chance to blow this game right open in the third end. A conglomeration of unfortunate misses for Utica has put a real tough spot here if they get this one on the rings. And it looks like they're going to.
Never a doubt.
Never a doubt. Very nicely thrown. So we're going to look and see if that other one is on. It's 4 for sure. And maybe we're going to get the biter bar. And we are not getting the biter bar.
So whatever it was, they agreed on it.
Yep. We'll know when Meg Clemens goes to hang the score of the third end for sure, whether it was 4 or 5. Roger, we know what it's like to be down a bundle.
Oh, yeah. We've seen that movie before.
And you can't panic here. There's a lot of game left. Got to set your corners up. And
Nothing a big end won't cure.
correct. Looks like this is going right on the rings, which I believe was the intent. Back button. A little heavy here.
And that was indeed a 5-ender.
So the fourth end has started here, and Team Nashua with a commanding 7-1 lead over Utica.
Second freeze attempt here.
Line's getting better. May run out of legs. Not going to be on the rings, I don't think, which is not a bad thing.
Well, Utica needs guards.
Yep. Why not? up 6. Nancy will stay aggressive and try to pile as many rocks on the 4-foot circle as she can. Candace Clark with her first rock of the 4th end. Line's a little tight here. Going to be on the guard. Looking to open up the front end here. It's going to chip the top one out of the way. And unfortunately remove their own stone. One hanging out a little bit, a little hot. Probably sweep this right through if you're Nancy, and I think that's what her intents are.
At least get it to the back.
Yeah. Yep. No harm, no foul there. Naoka Law will try to get a rock to the button here. Line's getting better.
There's a little directional sweeping. Try to get that over.
It's coming.
Want to leave it above the stone, even if it doesn't
yeah, it's coming real good.
Shot rock.
I think it's going to wind up shot. It's a great throw.
There you go.
Beautiful shot from Naoka. Continuing her string of good play. And now Nancy smartly will just freeze down and try and make this a force of 1 for Utica.
That's the winning formula.
Yep.
Give up 1, score multiple. So it's running a little hot.
Looks like it's going to jam it right into the yellow one. Boy, it's coming enough to get to the face almost. My goodness. Great shot. Utica still winds up with 1 out of that. Sitting 1.
And you just need to draw to the inside now and tap it back a little bit. Don't worry about getting shot yet, but make sure you get underneath. Push that stone back.
Looking for a little tap and roll on the rock that was just thrown.
Yeah, the blue rock behind tee line may not score, but you can use it as backing.
Sure.
You just need to tap this yellow one over a little bit.
Yep.
Can't really throw any weight here. Just a tee line draw. Get to the inside of the yellow rock.
Gotta get it here.
Starting to move. Oh, that buckled.
It's by. What a great shot.
And that's exactly what you needed to do.
Beautiful shot from Brenda. Nice throw. Good
Well
swept
done.
shot, too. Well swept. Good team shot. Now there is a bit of a pocket here for Nancy Dinsdale to have Meg Clemens sit one right in the middle of the whole pile here. And
yeah, Brenda's rock just buckled and overcurled just a hair to leave that pocket open.
yeah, if you
They
left
want-
that right in the center.
They wanted to be sitting top 4 after
Sure.
coming off that stone. Hit it a bit thinner than they liked. They did move the yellow stone far enough, though, to get it in a good position.
Really curling up hard.
This one's going to
It's
come
by.
right to the pocket.
It's by. What a nice shot. Oh, my. Well, there's still a chance to move some of the backers out of the way.
Absolutely, you can come right to the pocket.
Just tap them back. Be nice to almost hit them right in the center and sit 1-2, right? If you can move them far enough.
Well, the downside of hitting it back too far is that it's going to be wide open. You almost want to move it no more than a foot.
Yeah.
If you could sit here and move this back maybe there, that would be ideal.
A little more weight here. Getting better, however. Line's getting better.
Look at him play a little rub and roll here. This will work out nicely. Beautiful. There we
Good
go.
shot. Don't know who shot.
Same way. Yes, gotta go. Yes.
Tough to tell who shot from here.
Yeah, that looks close.
Yep. My gut tells me that yellow shot behind the blue one.
Either way, I think Nashua has to cover up the path. They were hoping to get behind the guard, but they wound up being in front. I think this would be a great time to clear the middle. Give yourself a chance to score 3.
I agree.
You're never going to get to the blue rock if you don't open it up here.
At the end of this, the 4th end, we'll give you a little brief history of the Empire State Bonspiel. I've been handed a little document here by MJ Walsh. I'm grateful that she gave us that info. I guess you're trying like a soft come around here. I'm not sure exactly what she's trying to do.
Not sure you can get to the rocks.
I'm not either with those guards out in front. I'm
with,
not sure that
any kind of weight.
just got to miss the top yellow guard. Real fine shot here. I guess if it hangs out enough to chip the yellow one off the back, that might be a good plan too. Just needing like back 8, back 4 weight here. It's almost like a heavy draw, right?
Yeah, no more.
No more than that.
I mean, you're not drawing for second shot here. I think, I still think your best shot to score 3 is to move those 2 center guards. Force Nancy to throw another guard. And hope you can run something in.
Yep. Nope. Might not be a bad outcome if they can open it up. And
Not enough, I don't think.
not quite. Draw path's a little more. No, it's Nancy's going to have to plug that up. No hesitation there.
I mean, they maybe should have saved that for their last shot. If they clear the guards off and Nancy puts it back, then you still got that shot with your last.
Depending on what Nancy does here, I'll give you a dreamer shot that I see on the board here for 4. But if she plugs up this port, the blue rock out on the top, you could just run it into the yellow one and see enough of it just to move those back and quite possibly spoil the parade.
Angle's got to be perfect on that, though.
Yep.
It's like
Over
this.
curling. Nah, it's still going to block the path. Karen's basically in the same boat she was with her previous shot. Well, what do you got? You got
You could play
blue,
a
yellow
you
on
could
this
play
side.
a redirect.
Yeah, you could play a redirect.
Or the angle raise right onto your blue. I think the redirect has got a better angle. Let's take a look here. Couple different options. You could play a redirect off this.
Yep.
You could try the angle raise, but I'm not sure the angle works very well.
And on the other side, you got blue, yellow into blue to get rid of the yellow one. Blue,
Yep.
yellow, blue, yellow. Now, again, you know, these are all tough shots that we're pointing out.
Yeah, so
Looks like
you
this
can-
might be the lesser of the 2 evils.
This would get you 2.
Yeah. Just got to figure a way of getting that yellow one off of the button.
Right.
And it's worthy of a shot, especially if yellow's counting 1.
And the blue-yellow might be your easiest way to get your deuce. Otherwise, just coming real thin off that, either onto the yellow or onto your blue rock might do the trick.
Yeah, that blue rock up, I think if you hit half a rock of that blue rock that's up in the 4-foot on the left and run the yellow one right straight back into the blue. Right there.
Yep.
Boom.
You want to run that onto the
Boom,
nose.
right on the nose.
It's probably no less than a half a rock.
Correct.
And that should go right back onto. And with this one already touching the button, this one's never going to score.
Correct.
So you should get 2. Those 2 should score.
And I don't see you giving up more than 1.
No. It would be, you'd have to be incredibly unlucky to give up more.
When you get behind like this, you start overthinking and overthinking and overthinking. And the margin for error in this game definitely goes up when you start getting too much into the thought process here. Got to figure out, yellow's got one on the button. You got to figure out the easiest way to get it off there. And it looks like she decided with the same shot she tried to throw previously. A little less weight maybe. More ice. I think she took more ice on this one. Because she did wreck the first time. I'm not so sure the first one wasn't a made shot if they kept sweeping it, right?
The question is, you know, can you get enough weight to get 2 here? You've got to move the yellow rock about 6 inches to get a deuce.
A refined shot here. Very refined curling shot. Hammerstone, fourth end. Not getting by the guard.
Might get the redirect here. Stay
Maybe.
alive. Stay alive.
Nope.
Nope, too thick. Good effort. And now the question is whose shot? Well, if you can't agree, get the stick.
Yep. I'll give you 50 for blue.
Yeah.
Maybe a little side bet going on here between Brenda and Meg. Hey, Meg, how much will it take to give us one? Not supposed to do that, but that's okay. All in the spirit of curling. Usually if you look more than once, you run for the measure, and
Yep.
the measure does not make mistakes. Maybe we've decided to measure. Okay.
I say, if you think more than 5 seconds about it, then just get the sticks. It saves time.
They didn't put their brooms down like they're touching. I hope the rest of the teammates know to not touch. That way we ran for the measure. Okay.
Quite frankly, with a 7-1 lead, I would give them the one in a minute and say, it's all yours. Take it. I'll get the hammer back here.
Just water. Thank you. Oh boy. And that would be another yellow rock, I believe. Yep.
Indeed. 8-1.
After 4. Well, let's see if calling for a center guard here. One option would be for Nancy to go to the top of the forefoot or throw through.
Yeah, up 7. Yeah, it might be early to flow through, but certainly in the house would be fine here. Don't want to help the other team with guards with the 7-point lead.
Okay, a little brief history of this curling bonspiel. This is the Empire State Bonspiel. In 1954, 3 women's bonspiels in the Grand National Curling Club were either poorly attended or canceled due to the lack of entries. Representatives of the Utica Glengarrys, Schenectady Women, and the Westchester Wicks met to formulate a plan for a rotating bonspiel to be submitted to the respective clubs for their consideration. The name Empire State Bonspiel was adopted. It was agreed that each club retain its club trophy, with the position it was awarded for rotated as the bonspiel rotated. I'm going to say that again. The name Empire State Bonspiel was adopted. It was agreed that each club retain its trophy, with the position it was awarded for rotated as the bonspiel rotated, and that medal be struck and to be awarded to the winner of the first event. So a little history of the Empire State Bonspiel there for you. This might be a little bit of a break that Utica's looking for. I don't know if this is going to go off. Oh, it is going to go off the rings.
Really light.
Nashua playing almost a pretty perfect, curling game at this point. Hasn't made very many mistakes that Utica could capitalize on.
All right, got to get our corner guards up here. First one looked like it slipped into the rings. That looks a little on the wide side. That one's also going in the rings. A little bit of a slow start here for Utica in the fifth end.
Utica making it a little too easy thus far for Nashua. I think Nashua would be content to hit their way through the rest of this game if they could.
Sure.
Once again, nicely struck rock. Cleaned up the mess in the back.
And Karen's going to have to ignore some rocks here at some point, get some guards up.
Yeah, the hitting here is not really, when you're down a bundle like this, is
hitting will get you back in the game. You need guards or freezes.
right. Kind of these rocks, the opposing rocks are your friend if they're on the rings, right? When you're down like
Yep.
this.
Well, you prefer them to be behind T-line, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers when you're down 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be done. You get a couple guards up, get a couple half shots from your opponent, you can set up a pretty good end. I mean, at this level, you know you're going to get 1 or 2 half shots out of your opposition, typically.
Correct.
If
Well,
you don't, you don't. But,
right.
I mean, to score more than 2, you need a little bit of help. You don't need a flat-out miss, but you do need a hit and roll out, or you need a hit and roll to a bad spot. Something along those lines. Something thrown to the back of the house.
Hoping for a miss. Looks like she may have got one.
He's
Nope,
going to have
just
just enough. All right, nothing in the rings here. Get a corner guard up here.
Came up just enough.
Sure to be okay here. Looks like she's got a guard. Okay.
That's a good spot. Corner guard.
Yep.
Something to hide behind.
Meg Clemens with her first rock of the fifth end.
A little surprised they're throwing a guard here, considering that Meg should be able to whack that guard off pretty easily. Going to throw a center guard here. This will help Utica.
Whoop, it's a pick.
And it did grab.
Piccaroni. Might set up a little chance for Utica to have some rocks in the way here. It makes the hog line. This is actually very good for Utica, and it did.
Well, there's a couple to hide behind. Well, Brenda Citroniti up. Chance to get around the corner guard here. Set up a multiple end.
finish this one right up now. Keep it going right till it stops. Get it somewhat behind. Okay. Good shot there from Brenda.
Yeah, it's about half under.
Yep. At this point, if you're Nancy, if Meg's narrow and she chips that blue one out of the way, is not.
And you won't worry about that.
Not
That'd be
horrible.
fine.
Right. Whoops.
Flung her out a little bit.
Yep. As our friends from the north say, she flung her out.
And we know that spot again.
Yes,
If
we
you
do.
fling out in that spot, you're a dead duck.
Yep. So little ray of hope here for Utica to get a multiple end.
Tap that one under a little bit.
Why not?
Absolutely. And you just keep wash, rinse, and repeat, right?
Good one, Roger.
I was in a game the other night against Dean Kelly, and they tapped up a corner guard about 3 times while I was trying to get around to cut the rings down.
Whoa.
Being tortured.
Oh.
This was, again, hanging in that little straight spot.
It's going to come
Here
to
it
it. It's
comes.
actually coming fine.
Nice weight.
Try and get a little separation here.
Poke that thing over.
Beauty. That's a great shot, Brenda.
There you go.
Very nice.
Okay, you got one locked up there. Nancy's going to hit anything. Of course, this blue.
Whoops. Looks like they made a funky move, too. I think that's going right by. Wow.
Wow.
I'm almost positive that rock picked it. Made a real funny move out of her hand. An unfortunate miss there for Nancy, but again, the sun is shining through the clouds here for Utica 3 in the 5th end with a chance to get something going here. Sitting 2 now. First skip rock from Karen Rogowski.
Now 3's in play here. You get another one around the corner.
Yep. Or tap that rock that's right there exposed over to the right and roll underneath the guards wouldn't be a bad play
Yep,
either.
You could split one under.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Nashua can do a whole lot with that rock on the top 12, though. Just leave it there for them. Get another one under the corner. It's a pretty steep double. But I agree, it's not a bad shot if you could come down and
Just chip that one to the
and,
right and roll
that
underneath.
one under
Yeah.
and move that one back.
Yeah,
and to the right would be just great. That would leave Nashua with very few options.
It's about the same weight for both shots, too. It's not much more than a...
We're going to throw back 4.
Yeah.
Half a rock, roll under. You just love to come down and roll into this spot. Push this one back over here.
Yep.
Wouldn't be a bad result at all. If you miss the whole thing and go back 4 back
Not
here,
horrible.
well, that doesn't turn out so bad either.
True.
So potential big end cooking for Utica.
Nothing to lose here for Utica. You know, you just got to...
As long as this is
chunking
in the
along
house,
here.
this has
Yeah.
got to be in the house weight. That's the only thing
Right.
you got to make sure you do. You don't want to be short and clog
No,
up the middle. The
no.
danger about coming through the middle here is you don't want to leave it short and cut off a potential draw for an extra or allow Nashua to get in behind something. And probably nothing terribly wrong with just going around the corner.
Agreed.
Leaves a tough double for Nashua.
A lot of line here.
Got a lot of curling to do out there.
Maybe come around it.
Yeah, that would be your best plan B, I think. You want to be in the rings here.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Don't want to leave it alongside for the double, right? Boy. Okay.
And it's not an easy double from
Nope.
there.
Nope.
No doubles ever a gimme. This one's makeable though. Just off nose center line side. Should get both. So if you can throw the weight, this one goes. This one goes.
Oh my goodness. Nancy's thinking about a corner freeze on Shot Rock.
I'm hitting anything that looks blue, I think, here.
I like the aggressive. She's drawn.
Yeah.
I think she's drawn. Kind of an aggressive move here from Nancy Dinsdale. Is Utica's sitting 3 right now with hammer, and it looks like she might be opting to draw around, and it'd be a great shot if she makes it. I mean, it's lights out. If she can corner freeze on Shot Rock,
sure.
You know,
you,
point right. If she can get one right around there.
Stuff one into here.
Right behind the blue one, she's in business.
As they say, execution trumps strategy.
Yes, it does.
You play this shot, you better make it or put this rock in a place where Karen can't get at it.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's second rock behind the blue guard in the 8-foot, it's still a good shot to cut them down.
Right, cut down the scoring area. Take out those 2 blue rocks in the top of the house. Count them out. And is it going to curl from here?
I don't know if this one's going to come back enough. It's still right on the nose at this point. It's on the nose.
Yeah, it's nowhere.
No, it's just going to spread those out a little.
So now a chance to draw for 4.
Wow. Wow. So
he just gave...
Karen's just got to touch the rings with her last rock here to get 4 in the 5th end to bring her back to 8-5.
And that's within reach. Karen's opting to go way wide here, probably come to her rock on the top 12.
Yep.
Your other option would be to come up the middle here, which they've played a few times.
And just get one on, skitter one onto the rings going that way.
They're going to play here. They've just seen this line. Runs fairly straight. You can afford to tap that rock if you need to.
Yeah, you just don't want to tap the yellow one.
Yeah, I don't think it'll curl much from here with T-line weight.
So a chance to really get back into the game here for Team Utica. They can narrow the gap from 8-1 to 8-5 with any rock with the shooter touching the rings right now.
You just need to touch paint here to get 4. That one's way out and heavy.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get caught in the frost.
I don't think so.
And just too much.
Unfortunate there for Karen. So she'll get 3 out of it to narrow it to 8-4. After 5, Nashua Curling Club 8, Utica 3-4.
And Nashua playing Yellow Rocks will have the hammer in the 6th end. And other scores on our other sheets. On sheet 1, Utica 2 and Utica 4 are having a non-defensive Donnybrook 7-7 after 5. Utica 2 has the hammer here in the 6th. On sheet 2, the the Empire State defenders usually take that sign away from you once you
After
lose.
you lose.
Yeah. The Empire State defenders lead 8-0. I'll make that 8-2 now after 5. Over Albany 2. Defenders have the hammer in the 6th end. On sheet 4, 6-1. Yep, make that 7-1 now. Just hung a score. 7-1 after 5. Utica 7 over Utica 5.
We have another.
And on sheet 5, we got a 4-4 game after 5 between the two Rochester teams. And on sheet 6, bit of a runaway 8-1 Plainfield 1 over Ardsley 3. That catches you up across the sheets and back to our feature game. It's like we had another pick.
Yeah. However, I'm not sure laying your knee on the ice to do that is a wise thing. For our ice keepers who are all up here going, no.
Not an approved method of ice maintenance.
No. Bob Burnett just had, if they just took his blood pressure, they'd hospitalize him right now. Please don't kneel on the ice. Just a joke. Just joking.
Probably just a little bit of a flat spot there.
Not an uncommon time of the game for Pebble to be disintegrating.
Especially up the middle of the slide path.
Sure. Happens at all levels of curling, not just at this level. Happens at an Olympic level. Oh, a nice little aggressive move here. I don't think there's any fear for Nancy to try and go after this rock. Had to come up just a little bit more to stay behind something or to scruff it up a little to get it behind the yellow one. It's pretty much out of momentum when it got there.
Can't take the guard out though, but this looks like it's going to curl by.
Boy, what a nice shot this is from Janet. What a beauty of a shot.
Nice hack waiter.
That's a beauty. Great curling shot there from Janet Doucette. Karen will have Nyoka follow that shot down and try to get rid of it.
This is the lefty out turn. Doesn't curl quite as much.
I think she's by. What a shot. Nyoka Law with a great shot here. Following Janet Doucette's shot down and will wind up being shot rock. Great throw. So 2 nice shots in a row by both Janet Doucette and Nyoka Law.
Now the danger rock is the center guard.
Right. Smart play here from Nancy to go ahead and
make that go away.
Make that shot go away, yep.
Hit this right, you might get a double. This over curled.
Okay.
And nose hit. So now it gives a chance for Karen and her Utica rink to get another one buried.
And this is over curling. This might push the yellow one onto the rings.
And pushed it up for shot. That's unfortunate. That center guard probably still your problem.
Going out on unplayed, pretty much unplayed ice here. Let's see if Candace can find the weight to get one around here. They're all thinking it's heavy. I'm not sure this rock is heavy.
Yeah, it's out in that frosty spot.
Pretty nicely thrown, actually, for out there.
Pretty good guess.
Yeah, sure. Those shots are tough to read because there's a lot of line, and if you sweep them, you're gonna keep the line. You need them to curl, and if you're not curling, it's going to lose momentum. So it's a tough shot as a skip to make that that shot. Looks like Brenda Citronetti's is going to be asked to come through this port and tap up her own blue rock here.
Yeah, Nashua didn't chase off the guard or the second stone, so it gives Utica a chance to tap up.
Oh.
This one hung a bit, so they're going to try to tap up the center guard instead.
It's going to promote the yellow one, unfortunately. Needed to let that rock come up a little bit more and maybe chip the blue one out of the way, huh?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Not sure if they had the wrong ice or if shooter was a bit wide.
A little heavy, too. So Nancy opting with Meg Clemens' first stone here to throw a guard. Sitting 1, up 4 here in the 6th end.
And they're sitting full 4-foot top 4.
Good guard here will just about bury it. However, this is going to run it onto the pile. And
well, you got a couple options here. I think you can come down and tap the blue onto the yellow again.
sure.
It's definitely there. Come right up here. Decent weight. Run that back.
Or a come around chip.
Yeah, you got a couple different
You can
options.
tap up the blue one on the outside and get it behind the pile.
I think if you throw hack weight, you can probably get right to the nose of this stone on the top 4. This looks very makeable. Just got to get to the nose. Tightened up the ice, looks like.
Big shot here from Brenda.
Ooh, a lot of weight.
Left it out a little bit. Play the plan B, come around. It's going to hit the yellow one pretty much on the schnozola. Well, a little outside.
They're going to make this reverse?
Might make this for him. Oh, baby.
Almost made the reverse, yeah. Open things up, though. Now there's a lot of blue rocks to run in.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like a very lonely yellow.
What will Nancy do now? Do you take this yellow, this blue rock out? Or do you continue to junk it up on yourself? You hate to clutter it up with hammer.
I would, yeah, especially with only one rock in.
Mm-hmm.
Might be the only way you could give up a multiple steal. You could try to kill something
Yeah, I
here.
think she's going to go after this one. T-line weight. She's actually looking just for a little tap and roll to the center here. Probably a good call. Meg Clemens has been throwing very well today. Throws the stick real well. Two-handed as well. She's got a great looking shot coming here.
A little more weight than they wanted, but this will do the job.
It's a great shot. That's a beauty. Leaves Nashua sitting 1 and 2.
I'd run a blue in here. Run this
Sure.
blue one straight back. It should take out both yellow rocks.
Yep. I've only seen one other person that throws with the stick actually deliver with both hands like that. I think it would give you a good stability in where you wanted your line, huh? I like it.
Yep.
Brenda and Karen now
Very makeable.
eyeballing a run back on their own rock here, using their own stone.
Nice thing about this is basically a nose hit. Easy to call the line on this. If you hit it a little bit high, not to worry. Hit this a little on the high side.
It's still going to deflect into the yellow
directly
one.
onto that one. So
You could even chip your blue one or just nick your blue one over and not have it, still have it make contact with something yellow, right?
yeah, I think nose or a little bit high.
Yep.
Either one will get you in a better spot.
You just don't want to hit it on the outside of it. And
Yeah, not into your blue. That would be.
however, I still think that the rock that's at the top of the 12-foot, if that happens, is going to wind up.
Be second rock.
Yeah,
probably,
second rock. Yep.
unless you just crash into it hard. A lot of good things can happen here.
Karen with her first rock here in the 6th end. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Hanging wide.
Nope. 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 What
And that's probably not what you wanted to do there.
Nope. Just left it out a little bit. Just had a hard time getting that rock to curl all game, actually.
Well, especially down that spot.
Yeah.
That's the little straight spot on. Sheet 3, as we well know. And Ashwa sits 2.
Blue rock froze right on second shot here. Not a great deal of help for Utica, unfortunately, where it's sitting.
And it doesn't go anywhere good if you clobber. It gets rid of a yellow, but that's
Right.
pretty cold comfort down 4.
Yeah, especially with one rock left.
I mean, I think Nancy could even just come around the corner for third shot here. And
Yeah.
be odds on to score 3.
Nicely thrown.
So Nashua electing to guard the bluestone. Now, if Utica wants to take a chance, you can try to double the yellows out. Tough shot, but if you come down here, can't you get those 2 to move off the 4-foot?
I think so.
Got to throw some weight, though.
Yeah.
Because you're catching maybe a third of a rock here to make that shot.
There's no real good out here for her. She's got the in off that Brenda's pointing off her own, but boy, it's really a firm shot. You got to hit about half of it and just
Yeah, I think
be ready to sweep.
I think removing this yellow is your best bet. Even if
agree.
you just hit and roll away, you're still making it. You know, the rings are cut down a little to.
Well, and there's a slim chance, but there's a chance of winding up shot rock with the shot
There
you're
is.
pointing out.
If you made it just perfect.
A little skitter off of that one, a little tick. You almost have to throw that to miss it. Don't like throwing those, but if you got to do it, you got to do it.
And if you look at our down the sheet view, if you ever came tight and clipped your blue might run on the shot rock. Don't know if that angle's there the way they're locked up.
Don't
Let's
think
take a
so.
look.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's going to go probably right over
the top. Yeah,
right?
I think so.
It probably bounces off the top.
Yep.
I think you got to go for it. And
I
you're
think
down
so
4.
too. Yep. Like I said, if she can hits what she sees of the second rock, she might double her out and sit in 1. Shooter will go bye-bye, but
The worst case scenario is you lose one of the yellows and you force Nashua to figure out how to draw for the 2.
sure.
Better than giving him a free pass at 3.
Between a rock and a hard place.
They're eyeing the port, and it just looks really narrow to me to get to shot stone. It's shot stone is almost edge on edge with the center guard, so I think coming up through the middle is really challenging, right?
And down 4, I'm not sure that conceding the 1 is you got to take a chance here down 4, right?
And you're also looking at this in off, but that's tough.
Oh, is it ever?
You got to hit that. You got to hit a sliver of that yellow.
Yeah.
And they looked over all the options. It looks like they're looking at a draw in to cut the rings down, maybe get second stone here. So looking to limit the damage here. Looks like they settled on the draw. Hoping to curl in enough here to get second stone behind the corner guard. Plan B would probably be to chisel off that stone on the top 12.
Yeah, I think so.
If it hangs a bit wide, maybe try to chisel over and get second stone. A couple different options. Tough shot either way. Don't want to rack on the guard here. Looks like they're by the guard.
Little tick off the yellow. Now you play for the tick. Play for the tick.
Go for the chisel.
Yeah, great shot.
And they chiseled it right onto
That's a
the
great throw.
forefoot.
That's a great shot. Absolute great shot.
It was called and made.
That would be an end saver here. Now Nancy could actually just walk away and take her 1 and regain a 5-point lead with no danger, but I guess she's going to try and come to her own and touch a piece of the blue out here. Fine shot there from Karen.
Cut the scoring area down into the full forefoot now. So Nancy Dinsdale with her last rock now, the hammer rock in the 6th end. Looking to grab a good piece of the forefoot for 2.
Don't think this has the legs to get there. Nope. However, Nashua Curling Club takes 1 and goes back to a 9-4 lead at the end of 6.
Start of the 7th end. Utica with the blue stones will have the hammer. Janet Doucette's first stone comes up for a corner. That'll actually help Utica rink. Need some guards and a big score this end. Come around that high corner by Don Shearer. Got buried, but just behind tee line.
Might do this the hard way. Nope, it's over curling.
Not a bad result, though. It got rid of the corner guard that they threw with the first shot.
Karen will opt to cover this up. Good idea. 7th end. Chasing a bunch here.
Down 5, need a big end here. Realistically, I think you need to take 3 this end. Take 3, steal 2 is possible. And that guard attempt went right through the house. Nicely thrown.
Very nice. Left Karen something to freeze to here. Really desperate times here for Utica. They really need to scratch an end of more than 1 together here. 2 would even leave her down 3 with no hammer coming for home.
Yeah, I think
we know that position well.
Oh, yes. You need a 3 spot here, I think.
Yeah. Good looking shot coming here from Nyoka. A little bit light. Nah, it's running out of legs actually.
And it's a corner to freeze behind,
Yep.
though.
Yep.
Usable.
Don't want this too deep, so Utica had a chance to come underneath it. And good shot. Nose hit doesn't even put him on the rings, I don't think. Yes, it does, but it will not count the back one. I might be tempted to try and tap the blue one up.
And it's still early, but you don't want to spend too much time hitting here. We need to get 3 set up.
Yeah. Don't know. A little thin hit for 2.
No, hit and rolled out. That didn't help.
No.
Didn't remove the yellow from the rings either. Might have been tempted to draw around that stone. Use it as a corner. Nashua now sitting 2. Kind of an embarrassment of riches here. We don't really have a good spot to put this stone. Doesn't help the other team. Almost think Hogder in the racks is probably your second best shot
You
here.
heard her. Now she's left something to draw behind here.
Now there's a corner. And you got to start stuffing some stones now behind the guards. Four rocks to go. I think they need to score 3 of these. Need to get around the corner.
Going to be shot rock, however wide, right in the open.
Yeah, just a little bit wide of the broom, and again, that spot doesn't curl
finish.
till late. Yep.
No finish.
Well, you hit and roll under the corner here would
Whoops.
make things really difficult.
Definitely getting rid of shot rock. Might roll off the rings. And in fact, it did. Okay.
Tighten up the ice just a bit. Much cleaner release. That looks like that was on track. Now getting some nice finish.
Nice shot.
And that's just going to dive
That's a beauty.
underneath. There you go.
Very nice shot there. Brenda.
Just touching the tee line behind the guard. Overburied a bit. Good spot.
Do you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Great Britain? Royale with cheese. The old Pulp Fiction quote. It's about time in a curling game where we're going to liven it up a little.
Say that makes a quarter pounder sound better than it really is.
The Royale with cheese. Nancy looking to draw around here. It's going to make contact with that rock.
Just rubbed.
It's going to wind up shot rock, however.
In the open though, little hit and roll undercover is available for Karen Rogowski. Still got a shot to get a 3 here. those of you in the chat room, Rochester 1 is skipped by Dorothy Roach, and Rochester 2 is Carol Wood's team.
Seventh end here now. Karen's got a chance to hit this yellow rock and roll under the guards and set 1 and 2. Give herself a chance at 2 or 3 in this end. Opportunity knocking.
Kind of hanging on that center line there. There she goes.
Starting to curl. Looks like a nose hit.
It's going to roll in the open.
Yeah. Just couldn't get. It's been a struggle to get that rock to curl all game, even with draw weight. I'm going to put that one in my little book.
It has not moved hard.
No. Pretty good throw there without any finish, huh?
Yeah, it looked like she was right on the broom. Well, a chance for Nancy Dinsdale with her last rock to hold Utica to only 2. Actually, if you hit and stick here, it's a little tricky deuce. You've got to navigate. Nancy makes a nose hit. You have to navigate the stone she's throwing in your draw to get your deuce. This rock's hanging on the center line too, but here it goes.
Looks like she's all over it. Pretty much just off. No, she's going to get a roll here.
I think the roll makes it easier for Karen. A nose hit would have been really good there, but
gets
that's
draw
good.
For a deuce here.
It's good enough. That'll hold Utica to only 2, leaving them to attempt to steal 3 in the last end. That'll be a tall order. Last stone, 7th end. Karen Rogowski drawing for 2.
Got to just be completely on the 8-foot circle to score here. To score 2. Looks like she's got a nice draw weight here. Nicely thrown. Right to the button. Good shot. Right to the 4-foot circle for 2. Roger, if I'm not mistaken, in the Mitchell last week in the A final, this was the exact score coming for home.
Indeed.
So they're down 9-6, and Nashua in control here with the hammer. And I think Nancy Dinsdale will probably throw through with her leads.
Up 3,
first.
I think I would throw through for sure.
Karen needs guards.
Couple finals on sheet 1. Utica 4 has defeated Utica 2, 10-7.
That would be the rink of Liz Cato, Lynn Davis, Melissa Foot, and Erlene Julio, excuse me.
And we have another final on sheet 4. Utica 7 has defeated Utica 5, 9-1.
And that would be the rink of Joyce Schaefer, Sue Williams, Jan Richland, and Tammy Dunnigan. Congratulations to those winning teams. Unfortunately, Dawn skittered onto the rings here, so Nancy's going to be able to race this.
Yeah, Karen's rink has struggled to get their guards into play early in the ends.
Unfortunate miss there from Janet Doucette. Now Karen will really need to get a center guard up. Get two on the 2 guards up. Okay. Door open once again for Utica. Really need one out in front here, though.
Probably need 2 of them.
Yeah.
Probably still need 1 low and 1 high.
Whoops.
Better weight. That one was out a little wide, but it's coming back.
Coming back hard. Gotta go really hard on that. Okay.
Guard in play.
Guard and play. Wow.
I think I chased the rock on the 12-foot. And if you tick the top one, then great. Gonna come around instead. We'll just throw through. And behind T line, but shot rock.
Yep.
You have to ignore that rock. I wouldn't even mind throwing another guard here. Got to score 3. Not sure the 1 guard will be enough.
It's going to be on the top guard. Let it come over. No. Okay.
And let the hitting commence.
Yep. Sent this one out a little bit, did Candace. So she's going to make contact with it. And just enough to chip it over.
Another guard wouldn't be bad.
Nope.
Right on the center line.
Yep.
You know, lefty in turn here. This is going to curl.
They held it out there real good, though. Got to get a little separation here. Okay.
Hard to get rid of a blue rock now. It looks like there's jams all over the place.
Getting rid of that top one might be an okay option.
I think you got to start getting rid of something blue.
Yep.
Those just look like they jam everywhere. Could wind up sitting 3 blue if you pound the top one just in the wrong spot. Might lose the middle one, but you have to bring some weight.
I think shot rock goes right over the top of the yellow one if it's hit right on the nose. Watch this. Boom, boom. Yep.
Okay.
Scattered them out.
Blue's still sitting 1. Got to stuff another one in the 4-foot here, don't you? Down 3. I think you got to, yeah, or leave it right on the top of the 4-foot so the jam is possible on the yellow one.
Yeah, maybe get it half underneath.
Yeah.
Either that or throw a center guard again.
Yeah, because if you don't give this blue rock some shelter, she's going to go after it, right?
I think that blue rock is dead no matter what. I think you almost got to throw a center guard here.
I agree.
You still got some players in the rings, and the one in the back 8 you can deal with your last shot.
Here on the side of short here.
And this one's steaming.
Looks like a toasty shot here. Too hot. It's actually through the park.
No, you don't want to be behind tee here.
No. Nothing to lose for Nancy to hit here.
No reason not to chase this blue rock.
No. All over it. Good shot. Sitting 1 and 2 now is Nashua.
Now you got to freeze the back one, I think.
Yep.
You got to give yourself a chance.
Shot rock behind the 2 blue guards is not bad. You're still going to have to remove that.
Yeah, you have to remove
the yellow rock.
You got to remove 2 stones here.
Yeah. Or stuff all 3 of them onto the 4-foot with misses. Could come this way too.
You come around the outside.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And just freeze or even tap it back enough.
It's not bad, right?
You might have to tap it back to the back 12 just to give yourself a chance, because you've got to move 2 yellow stones here to score a multiple steal. The other option is to play off the other stone first, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you got to keep your shooter around, and you probably want to keep their stones in the back of the house.
Brenda, they're conversing from end to end here. Brenda's looking at the shot rock coming around, I think. Shot Roger was just pointing out.
Yeah. Again, even frozen to it or just tap it back foot.
Team Utica is on life support here.
You're going to need some misses.
Yeah.
Even up the score, but they're going to have to move one of these yellows.
Come with a little more weight here than I thought she would throw, but last stone of the game for Brenda Citronetti, barring an extra end. No. Oh no.
Got to curl up. Here's
no.
coming.
No. It's actually going to, might jam it on the back blue. And in fact, it did.
It does leave blue sitting 2, though, or no, excuse me, 1 and 3.
1, 2,
3. So there's still life. Remove number 1, though. I think it's game over.
I agree.
And it's wide open. Yeah, I was thinking you needed a little less weight there. You wanted to leave the yellow backer. Just tap her back a foot. This could be the game winner here.
Yep.
Beauty. What a beauty. Absolute beautiful curling shot. I'm not sure I see 3 right now for blue. Only got 2 bullets left.
Well, you got to move one of the shot rocks with this stone. Keep your shooter and have one more
freeze.
chance.
I think I like that shot. I think I like the freeze to this one.
How
Then
many
you can take a chance with blue. Boop, get rid of the yellow and set
Yeah.
2. Their next one if Nancy misses, right?
Well, you've only got 2. I think you've got to move this
Boom,
rock
boom.
into a non-shot position. You actually have to tap it back.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing I see
Right,
is
with 2 shots left.
there's a double blue run, which is very difficult. That
Yep.
would set you up, leave you shot rock guarded. But then Nancy just has to run off the second rock.
Right.
And game over. But you have to move the stone to the 12-foot. So you can come around to, leaving all sorts of stray marks here. You can come around, and if you could somehow tap this stone back to the back 12, that works. I'll get you on the near house. I'm not sure which is easier, coming this way. It might easier be coming this way. But this stone has to go to the back 12 to have a chance.
Fitting that the championship game is the only game left in the shed. Team Utica was behind at one point. 7-1. They've battled back to make it a 9-6 game. Well played game by Team Nashua with very few mistakes.
This looks very heavy.
Yep. And I think congratulations in order for Team Nashua, your 2018 Empire State Women's Bonspiel champions. Congrats also to the Team Utica 3 for the runner-up in the A event.
And make the final 9-5. Well, it's been a pleasure to have everyone online with us today at the Utica Curling Club channel. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll see you again soon.
Adios.
There's Bonspiels every weekend. Adios, folks.